Hey, Mr. Wilson. Where should we start? Get my light right. Hey, Mr. Wilson. Famous words by Dennis the Menace. About dealing with a different old crotchety bastard. Okay, let's start from the beginning. A week ago, I noticed that my name was beginning to be used again. I had asked this person, Mr. Bald-Headed Wilson, not to use my name, that we had nothing else to discuss, that was done. Right? But I see my name is even being used in his titles again. I told you I resented you clout chasing off my name. I don't want you doing it, but you did it anyway. Which brought to mind, when you did that, my name appeared. That means that now your video will show up on my homepage because you're on so goddamn much. You're on YouTube 6, 7, 8 hours a day. So I stumbled into one of your prize-winning videos, and I was reminded by some of the annoying characteristics of you. So where do we start? Okay, we start right here. I'm calling you a liar. I'm calling you a liar with no proof. I'm calling you a liar because you came on the screen once again and said that you didn't see my video. I think that's bullshit. I think that reeks of shit. You go by line everything I said in my last video. Damn, the video was only 9 minutes. Whoever told you about it must have written, 3 or 4 pages to tell you exactly what I said in order for you to know every single thing that I said? Who would take time? What kind of person, what kind of a brain would take time to go through every goddamn thing I said in a 9-minute video? You're lying. You did see the video. I was listening for key things that only you would know if you saw the video. So you're a liar. Your character stinks. So when I stumble back into one of your thousands of lives, and that only because you begin to use my name again, and my name appeared in your title, I was reminded of what an asshole you really are. Okay, I mentioned several things. Just like you use whatever you hear about me from my videos, my prison record, what my hustle was. Let's get a couple of things straight, kid. I've been clean for 17 years. Last prison term was 3 years before that. So let's say roughly 20 years ago. Roughly 20 years ago, I was in prison. 20 years ago, I was in prison for drug dealing, right? So I dealt drugs seriously for 10 straight years in California. That would mean that anything I've said about stealing anything, and this is even as a drug dealer, anything where you have to go back now 30 years. So 30 years ago, I made my living as a booster. 30 years ago, I would be 30 years old. That's how far you reach back. You said you defended me because Larry Nelson said something about my HIV status, like it's some kind of goddamn shameful thing. It ain't to me, honey. I've been with it too long. But you said, that's wrong to bring up his past. And then you have the nerve, the audacity to sit on this goddamn screen and bring up my prison records and bring up that I stole 30 years ago. Bring up anything negative you can think about my past that you know of me, which are only things that came directly out of my mouth. And you tell me now that I am supposed to want to be like you? J.Wilson, there's nothing about you I would want to emulate. I guess you're bragging now about this education of yours. For me, it is a shameful thing for a person to go and get 5 fucking degrees. Assuming that they are real degrees, they're not 2 real degrees and the rest of them online and all that kind of shit. Few credits here, few credits there over the course of 50 years of living. Let's assume you have 5 degrees because you said it. Take it at face value. You have 5 degrees and your biggest career accomplishment is being a flying waiter. Isn't that a stewardess like, can I get some more peanuts, please? What time is it? Oh, can I get a coffee? Isn't that what a steward does? I mean, have we not all been on airplanes? What the fuck do you need 5 degrees to get this, to be an airline steward? How's that some kind of goddamn major accomplishment? That ain't no damn accomplishment. You failed. You failed. You found out what a lot of people find out about education. You still need connections. You still need, there is shades of color, does make a difference. I'm sorry. People have a harder time, but you're not capable of a serious conversation about education, even though you claim you have so much of it. The disappointment of working a lifetime for nothing. You say that was your one big job, was being a flying waiter, right? The other time you say you were a dean at the school. Well, we all know people in the school, those are the lowest paid of any profession, those underpaid of any profession. So you weren't even teachers. Let's say you were in administration, whatever. Why did they get rid of you? Why did they get rid of you so bad that you could not procure another job anywhere in education? What happened there? Why were you chosen to be the one to go? I know what layoff is. My mother raised her whole family at a factory. It was time to let her go. They just let her go. So I understand what layoff is. That's where I got the idea. Oh, he's got financial difficulties, because anybody who gets laid off after a number of years of working on a job and has gotten this big overhead, this huge house and so forth, would be in a precarious position when they lost their job and now they were driving Uber. If they were in such sound financial shape, they wouldn't be driving the fucking Uber. Just reaching like you do. Just reaching like you do. There's nothing admirable about you. What I said a couple months ago, when you said you weren't going to mention my name no more, but you crossed the line, so I don't mind. See, I don't mind. I figured I would come on here and make this video about this anonymous person. Everybody would know who it was, and then you would leave me the fuck alone. But I knew I had to make it where you would have disdain for me. I will never speak that black bastard's name. That's what I want. To be totally left alone. Your name will not even appear on my computer. There's so many, you have so many annoying characteristics, J.Wilson. All of your bragging, all of your putting other people down, all of the lies, like you lied when you said you didn't see this video. You're supposed to be a pastor. You say you're a pastor of something, a preacher of something. You went and spent, how long did it take you to get, you said you had a master's in divinity or master's of some kind of church administration or something like that? I mean, what did you get out of that? You to come on YouTube and have a YouTube Sunday channel and speak this canned word people have been saying, the same words people have been saying for 2,000 years. Say that for a couple of, take a paragraph out of that, and then that makes you some kind of spiritual person. And then you are the messiest queen on the internet, Monday through Saturday. And many times, even after you do this, I'm a preacher routine, you go right on with the mess the same damn day. You can't help yourself. A messy queen masquerading as somebody important. You're just a messy queen. So let's talk about a few of the other things I can remember from your long 17-minute video where you thought you were reading me. Marks don't read people like me, dude. There's not a goddamn thing you can say to me, J.Wilson, that's going to be reading me, because you're not reading shit. You're listening to what I say and repeating it. Do you think if I had even an ounce of shame or disgrace about the fact that I went to prison, not one time, many times, the fact that I was a drug dealer for many years, several years, actually, I never say anything about it, but I really was kind of a good drug dealer. I kind of made a lot more money than you make. But I don't talk about that part because I'm not trying to glamorize that kind of life. I like to keep things real. Just tell the truth. Let me see. Now, you're right about one thing. I am getting old. I just lost my whole train of thought. But you call me a nasty old man. Nasty, bitter old man, right? Aren't you 50 years old? Half a fucking century? How in the fuck if I'm 60 and you're 50? What's the big difference there? Honey, if I'm a nasty old man, you are certainly the same. I'm sure if I was 50, you would still be calling me a bitter old nasty old man. Just because I find your personality so irritating. It's irritating to get on one of these live, the one I bumped into, only because you used my name after you said you wouldn't. Even put it in your title. Oh, wait a minute. Oh shit, I'm really losing it now. It's late. Okay, let's start over again. Only because you used my name, I went to your video. See, I can track it still. I got about 10 more good years for that. Anyway, I went to your long video, right? And I said, God damn, this dude is repeating himself every 17 seconds. Sometimes we get a 3-minute break, but usually like every 17 seconds, he repeats the same damn thing. Over and over and over and over again, saying the exact same thing, stretching it out for 2 to 3 hours. Why? Because he's still online and we get paid on YouTube based on the duration online. See, I'm not obsessed with money. I'm not desperate. I'm not hungry like that. Because I can come and make a video for 10 minutes and be satisfied. Not J.Wilson. You go on for 3 hours first thing in the morning, come in the afternoon for 3 more hours when you're saying basically the same thing you said in the first 3 hours, and then you have the audacity to come on again in the evening. I almost said the N-word. Let's just say Negro. Negro, that's 7 to 9 hours a day. You were all lied. Why? Because I get a coin from it. And let the people know. Why don't you tell them the truth? When you say you get a coin from it, it's literally that. YouTube ain't no damn money. No, fuck it. You took 5 degrees to realize that you can work for $1, $2. You can make a whole fucking video and hold the people's attention for a whole hour, and you get $5. $5 an hour you're making. But you say, oh, I stay on for 2 hours, I get $10. And then whatever I can beg in between. And you say you're not begging. Okay, let me not get stuck here. I'm working because it's late. And I like you said, I'm a crotchety old man. How you doing, Pops? Online that much time. Do you know why they would have singers, big singers, like let's take the career of Michael Jackson, say. Michael Jackson could have did anything he wanted to do at the height of his career, right? Any show, any commercial, any TV show, anything. He could do anything he wanted to do, right? Biggest star that ever lived. You know why he didn't do everything that he could do? You know why Beyonce is not on the TV every other night? Even though she could be. She could be on Letterman. She could be on CNN if she wanted to. Do you know why these celebrities don't come on every time they get an opportunity? It's overkill. It's too much. People will get burnt out. And that's what you're experiencing. People get burnt out on seeing the same goddamn face from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. And all chopped through it is always begging. Now, however you want to call it. You don't want to call it begging. You want to call it asking, suggesting, whatever it is. All your ass talk about is a coin. And it really is a coin. Hustling for an hour for fucking $5, $4, $3. It's pitiful. So what about all this education you got? Can't you take at least one solid degree and go and get a job? A job that pays you, give you some benefits. YouTube ain't giving you no goddamn benefits. You claim you have this job as some kind of, what is it? You go on sex sites and see if anybody want to sign up for drugs, prophylactics, Truvada. There is no physical way you could be online 8, 9, 10 hours a day and having any kind of full-time job. That is a goddamn lie. You're a liar. You lied. You lied. You said you didn't see the video that I posted. You went word for word, practically. I said, well, goddamn. This person must have wrote him, must have took it like one of those ticket takers in court or something. In order for him to get every detail, he's a liar. He's a person of low character. And all of this constant bragging. What are you bragging about? You try to come from my city, San Francisco, California. You try to tell me, oh, you live in San Francisco, you got all that furniture in there. I have furniture in my house because before I was a drug dealer, or the thief, as you call it, I was an interior designer. That was my original career. So I love furniture. I love decorating. And you can't convince me with your ugly little empty ass house. You cannot convince me that I don't do a good job at it. So you can save that one, buddy. I can get a house in Texas. What the fuck? A chipmunk can get a house in Texas. Negro, are you serious? You brag and brag and brag and brag. Do you think all these black women you bragging to, do you think that the majority of them have their own homes? It's not unusual. People who have children, they have a home. People go to work every day. They have a home. They're educated people on here. Educated in something that can provide a living for them. They have houses. Most people have cars and things like that. I mean, what are you bragging about? What is so special and so wonderful about you? This begging thing. Where did you get that? Did you pick that up back in the single wide trailer? I always did want to speak about this single wide. I've heard you say disparaging things about people and being from the ghetto and all this kind of stuff. I'm trying to figure out how you have, did you say you have 7 brothers and sisters? 7 people plus 2 parents? Y'all had, okay, I don't know the exact number of kids, but let's say you have 7 to 9 people living in a single wide trailer. Now, what the fuck kind of upbringing is that? A single wide? A single person living in a single wide trailer is a lot. He's crowded in there. You got 9 damn people living in there. Is this where you pick up your ways for begging? Were you going down to the corner store and standing out in front of the gas pumps and asking for change? When did you pick it up? It's annoying, these airs you put on. And all this braggadocio. And what women are asking your black ass for advice about how to raise their children? You seem to have the answer for everything. You have the answer for everything and you know shit, nothing. You don't know a goddamn thing about a relationship between a man and a woman. You don't know a goddamn thing about raising no children. You don't know a goddamn thing about hardly anything you talk about. Because you ain't never lived. You ain't never lived. You just stayed, hide out in school and you went flying off into the sunset to be a flying waiter. It's just a job, Wilson. You ain't no big success. I would say if you got 5 degrees, honey, you're an abject failure. How's that? You could have made the same amount of money. You could have done this with a 2nd grade education. You try to keep convincing us that this is not your primary income. So why you put so much time in it then? Why are you always looking for an angle? Now guess who is going to come up with a Patreon next? See, you copy other people, you see what they do. Oh, they getting money from that. Just like you did Wally. I believe my story was true about Wally. I think you did copy. I think you got extremely jealous of Wally because he figured out a way to make some money. And your ass jumped right on it. Of course, yours is legit. If people want to buy a book about going to school, can't they go down to the liquor store and give them $2 or for a pamphlet, maybe $1.50 and pick up a pamphlet? Can't they go to the library and pick up a pamphlet for free? What are these people supposed to give you all this goddamn money for? And then you don't even have enough integrity. So when people tell you that there's a whole lot of errors in this book you put out, you couldn't even go and take it off and do it right because you don't have that much respect for them. You took their money. You took their money and you were not giving it back. Not a dime. Yes, you are a beggar. And yes, you annoyed the shit out of me. The longest I can make it on one of your videos, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And you know what? Even and just watching it 3 and 4 minutes out of the 4 hours that you on there, it's the same damn conversation. He's still begging. Oh, I'm sorry, asking for you to give. Wilson, you are one of the most annoying people I've ever encountered. So I'll ask you again, like I asked you before. Let's not have any more communication. Leave my name out your. I don't want my name in your mouth. Good, bad, ugly, nothing. I want you to just simply disappear from my sight. Although I'm going to keep running into you because I've got to make the decision to always click off because you're on so goddamn much. Nobody is on like that. I mean, nobody. Oh, you can go on your lives. You get more money from your lives. Oh, you. What else did you cover? Can I think of anything else that you try to speak about in that thing? Call me a thief. Call me whatever. 30 years ago, whatever, honey. Call me anything goddamn thing you want to do. Call me. But one thing you want to call me, you won't call me no goddamn beggar, honey. You say I have victims all over the country. Go ahead and get my record. Oh, yeah, that's what I want. That's it. Thank you, Lord. Did you call yourself trying to threaten me? Boy, I hope you did not call yourself trying to threaten me. You can go in California and get my records and see what's on there. Miss Thing, and that's what you are, a Miss Thing. Don't play with me, boy. But if you do try to go and look at my records and things, trying to see what I did in my past and all that, look carefully. And I think you will come to the same conclusion that maybe this is not somebody I need to be fucking with. And I certainly should not be threatening him in any way. You gonna threaten me. Bitch, I don't lie. I don't lie. So whatever I said about myself, you go in the record, you see the exact same thing I said. Bitch. Oh, scary ass. I'm a bisexual. Girl, you just as ridiculous as the other one. You about you niggas. J.Wilson, you are a homosexual man. Even when you tried to come out finally after 50 years, even when you come out with this bullshit, you are bisexual. And you are top. Who gives a flying fuck what position you are in the bedroom? Why would these black women be interested in if you are on top or on bottom? That's something in your mind, your own insecurity. You think it's not masculine. Maybe that's because you were so fat for most of your fucking life that nobody wanted to fuck you. So maybe it's time for you to look into that. It's time you get fucked. But you don't want it by me, buddy. Don't threaten me again.